And it's time to start welding on Project Maryanne. So I've got my Harbor Freight Buzz box out here. Not the best of welders to have, but always comes in handy to have a little buzz box with some flux core wire. Don't expect the most beautiful welds if you're a novice, but they will get the job done. I am in no means a welder. I can make two pieces of metal stick together. That is about it. But as you can see, I've started tacking the plates together on the roll bar. I still got to come up here and tack all the pipe joints up. This way I can then take the roll bar out of the truck, put it on the shop floor, and I will finish weld it on the shop floor. So, but this is how far I've gotten today. And yeah, it's coming together. So I wanted to give a quick tip shout out. If you're working on a vehicle that's new enough that has any kind of computerized electronics in it, disconnect the negative on your battery. You want to do this because if you don't, the welder does have the possibility of sending power surges through the body grounds, and it can possibly fry out any computer that is hooked up to the vehicle, i.e. on this I got a PCM, the radio nav inside of it, gem module, there's the ABS module, there's multiple computer modules in this vehicle that make it work, being that it is an 05. But if you do that, it will ensure that you don't fry out any of those computers. Second tip, as you can see here, I have a tarp thrown over the cab, and I have fender covers put over that, and then I have one extra one up top that I can move around. This is to protect the cab and paint from any slag that may get splattered off of the welds from this buzz box. The flux cord wire in these welders does like to throw a lot of splatter, and you are going to want to protect anything that is around it from getting hit with any of the splatter. So I have a blue tarp and some safety fender covers on there. And that's what I got to keep it clean. And this is why I'm doing what I'm doing, so that this whole thing will now have a more rigid structure to it. That is just tacked together, yet it is already held together stiffer and stronger than just the bolts, with just a couple tacks. And when I'm done with it, I'll be able to take all these bolts out and grind it all smooth, and have just the weld holding it together. And you won't see any bolts. It'll be much cleaner. Look. I am going to start stitch welding all of these tubes together. You'll see I'm pulsing the trigger, trying not to put too much heat into it. I find that with this welder, that seems to be the best way to get it to weld together. And you're going to see me, I'm going to jump around on it because I don't want to put too much heat in one spot because this is thin metal, it could warp the tubes. Well, as I said, my welds aren't pretty. I am not a welder, I am a mechanic. I just managed to stick two pieces together somehow. But I am learning. And this is what practice looks like. I sometimes can get welds that, they're not great, but they're not too ugly. And sometimes I get welds that are complete booger and popcorn. But that's why I'll come in here with a grinder, grind it off, and if anything didn't stick, I'll redo it, and I'll keep redoing it till I get something acceptable. But this is just me saying, get out there, do something, even if it's wrong. Your mistakes will teach you how to do it the right way, and you can, just with a little bit of practice, you can self-teach yourself a lot of skills in this world. So here's a before and after. This is what all my welds look like right after I'm completed with them. You can see all the splatter and flux spread and slag spread around from it. It's just a little Harbor Freight 110 volt little old school. It's on the other side. Little old timey flux core wire welder. That's all it is, and well, it kind of produces what you expect. But using an angle grinder and a wire wheel, I can kind of make them a little bit more presentable. Yeah, they're nothing to brag about, and I'm not bragging because I'm not a welder, but it just goes to show that with a little bit you can at least make something that will hold together and isn't completely terrible. I'm not trying to win any show and shines with this truck.